speaking of that phone call that I got from Trilly, he was trying to get me to perform at what would be known as the infamous, and I'm using infamous to, the big
Yeah.
fast bash, that I didn't know would turn out to be as big as it is today.
You were part of the first one.
I was part of the first one, and so that
Yes.
phone call, you called me and you gave me your blessing. You wanted me to
Yep.
perform, and so I performed, and I'm glad that I did. It was a historical moment of
Yes.
East Texas. What made you start that? Like, what possessed you
Well,
to start something so epic?
well, I tell you what. At the time, which is about 6 years ago, as you all can recall, if y'all are from here, it was a lot of murders going on, a lot of killing, unsolved murders in the city of Longview just by itself.
Yeah.
Senseless murders, I want to call it. And I wanted to create, along with investing something in my kids, I had a potential investor that ended up being not a great investor, which is Truckers Cafe out of Dallas, Texas. Found me on my Facebook because I used to go live a lot while I was at work, listening to my kids' music, and he actually found me on Facebook, Jelon Woods. Okay, so he ended up, him and his wife Paulette Johnson, calling me saying, "Hey, we want to invest in your kids." I thought it was like a joke. I was like, "Yeah, right, right, whatever." So at this time, I told you I had just met Trilly. He was in a group called the Umbrella Group at the time when I met him with L.A. and what's the other two people? L.A. Chris London and my baby, I'm from Houston. Dominique.
Dominique.
Dominique Adams.
Okay.
So at the end of the day, when I met Trilly, it was a natural thing with us as well. So he's just been a neat guy. My kids say that's mastermind. So that's what everybody knows him
Yep,
as,
that's
is
how I met him. It's
mastermind.
mastermind.
And they was like, yeah, everybody know him, Sheldon. They got the name and cause my kids know the history of Longview. You gotta understand, I'm 55, so I'm having to learn all of this stuff real quick. Like, who is that? Where they from? Let me hear their music. Da 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 da. So they ended up wanting to invest, and I used to go to his meetings, with Trilly meetings, and I was like, he was the one gave me the idea, like, you need to have some type of event if they're gonna come down here, cause everybody thought I was crazy, like, for real. They was like, what? They looking at me, I'm like, yeah, they gonna come down here, we gonna have this thing at the park, and I was like, everybody looking at me like, she's fucking crazy, we ain't never heard of no shit like this, and I was like, no, they're gonna come down here with these food trucks, and I'm gonna get all the artists in these Texas, we're gonna go out there to the park, and then when Trilly mind goes to getting involved, and it goes even worse, cause he was like, yeah, we can do this, and we so he made me like really go like like, and him and my husband, between the both of them and my kids, we didn't have a budget at all. I didn't know nothing about what no budget was back then, bro. All I know, I was writing checks, bouncing bills, and some more shit to try to make this shit happen. Working a lot of overtime, putting in the work to put into this event because we had potential investors wanting to come down that we thought, which ended up not being a great entity. I almost split my kids up because there was a bunch of bullshit going on during that time. We fell apart on the internet.
Oh, I do remember that. I
Yeah,
remember
it
some of
was
that.
it's real shit because when money comes into play in anything, it can divide you or bring you together. And over my period of time, with that, seeing how Fast Bash came together, it pretty much like it divided us with the thought of it, because when you're not used to something and you're hungry for it and you broke and you want things to happen, everybody's excited about somebody putting a lot of money into you. But needless to say, it was behind them coming to want to invest, and then they gave a lot. So let me not just focus on the negative of them too, because with me being who I am, Paulette, she's already involved in a lot of stuff in Dallas, Texas. She's like, you're so cool. We want to do something for the youth out there for you. And I thought she was, I was like, man, ain't nobody finna be doing this. She said, we want to give away some gifts to your college students and to your high school kids. I was like, so I just remember everybody thinking I'm crazy as hell for even talking about this. Then I go to talking about we're going to give away 20 sets of refrigerators and microwaves to college students. We giving away $500 gift cards to Walmart to the high school students. So they actually came. They
Okay.
came with the food trucks. They came with all the refrigerators and the microwaves and the gift cards for kids. They honored it except for the out-of-state kids that they did not honor, which I didn't like. But that's what made us create Fast Bash because of the investment initially that was going into fast entertainment. Okay. And my sons, franchise DJ and 1K, they said, we don't want it to just be about us though. We want to involve everybody, give everybody the chance to come out and have a good time. So they are the ones that wanted to include East Texas artists, especially Longview artists at the time. And I was like, we just started adding ideas and stuff to
Yeah.
it. And then I was like, well, this is a great time for me to get out there in their park and talk to their asses and tell them to quit killing each other. That was
Yeah.
my goal, to have the platform to get out there and talk and say, hey, put the guns down and come together. And that's what my purpose was, and I used that to be able to be a voice for the young black males in East Texas. And we did that. We successfully completed a 9-hour day out there in the park
Man,
in
yeah,
the
9 day
heat.
plus maybe.
July is always the week of July the 4th, so it was hot as hell out there. But we did tents. We tried to do what we could, Gatorades and what. Nobody complained. We was there from noon to 9 and 10 o'clock that night at Fast Bash, and it was just no security. Let me say that. The newspaper showed up to get the footage. It was a lot. There was a lot of positive stuff that came out of that first one, and I think that's what woke the region up, is to say, hey, we ain't never had nothing like this in a long time. I ain't gonna say they never had it, but as far as I'm concerned, I don't think they've ever had it in East Texas.
No, I don't think so either. Not homegrown like that either.
Yeah.
If anything, we've had artists come in, but we haven't had an event based for, you know, us to have a good time. Violence, put the guns down type of event. We haven't had that. I think it was dope. And
Thank you.
speaking of the news, I was trying to get the news station that I was working with previously to cover one of the bigger fast bashes after that.
Yeah.
And them, they just kept on shooting it down. They act like they was taking the information, but they never bid on it. And
Yeah.
I felt like they was just they lost.
That's right, because a lot of it, they want to focus more on the negative part of what young blacks do, but it's hard for them to focus on the positive things. Positive is always a slow traveling type of news, but anything negative is going to be out there fast, and they're going
Right.
to keep it out there. They're going to air it all the time. But shout out to them. We're just going to prove them wrong and keep going.
Yep. For sure,
As
for
we've
sure.
been doing.
And it
Yeah.
is now, I believe, is the biggest annual hip hop event in East Texas.
Yeah, I
You
think in
know?
the state,
Yeah,
for
okay.
sure.
Yeah, let's go. Let's
Yeah.
go.
I've been to Houston. I've been to Dallas. Ain't nothing touching East Texas.
Right on, right on.
Especially with production and the amount of talent that y'all possess. All the people coming together. Finally, we're all seeing the vision. Shout out to all my bloggers, all the DJs, the club owners, my security team. Shout out to everybody that's a part of this, because it takes us all. So
100.
yeah.
100. Now, Fast Bash 21, that was a real large.
Oh man.
That was the one the last one I went to, because I was unfortunately unable to make it to this previous one. But Fast Bash 21, speaking from experience, I was there. It
Yes.
was a real nice turnout.
Yes.
And it was everything I knew it was gonna be plus more. And so I met Charleston White. I had one of I ain't gonna say that was my first video that went viral, but it was one of my first
Yeah.
videos that went viral. So shout out to you for that.
Yeah.
And I shouted y'all out in the video,
Yeah.
of course. But there was a situation that had happened at the Fast Bash, and it got it shut down. Would you like to disclose on what happened?
Oh man, it was several things that had happened at the Fast Bash. To me, it's several contributing factors that went towards that, because the hotel manager at the time, Megan, made us feel real comfortable that everything would be fine. Me and Trilly went there several times, walked the premises, and the hotel was like, "No, we're used to that. Can you accommodate us? It's going to be a large crowd. Going to be a lot of celebrities in the building. It's going to be a lot of us." Rappers is gonna be. I let them know.
Us being
Point
black,
blank.
huh?
Yes, and so Trilly is my witness of that, and that staff there at Longview at the Holiday Inn is witnesses as well, unfortunately. But she went ahead and we went ahead with everything. When I first got there though, Sheldon, no lie, when we went to price the building, I mean, I'm just gonna give you some examples of how I feel like we get treated as a race. When we got there, I asked how much was it to rent the venue. And she says, "Oh, it's 4,000." I said, "I'll pay it today." So when I said that, she's like, "Oh no, you don't have to pay it today. You can wait." I was like, "No, I don't want to wait. I'll pay it today," because I already knew you shot me a number out there that you thought I wouldn't have.
Mm-hmm.
Literally.
Right.
That's why you said that. Where I've talked to several people that have said, they charge you that much? Oh, I never got charged like that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, yeah, she didn't even ask, she just shot me a number out there because most people, including myself, wouldn't have had it. But at the time, I had it. Yeah, so it shocked her a little bit. So, but anyway, we booked the building. Not only we booked the building, I bought 20 hotel rooms out above the event center to make sure that the noise from the event wouldn't disturb their people. Okay, so
Right
I
on.
so I bought out all the rooms above that event center that day. But that night, everything was going okay. They kept nitpicking. It was nitpicking stuff going on throughout the day. As soon as we started, I had a production team come out of Dallas. A lot of y'all remember had men up in the air with the headsets ready. We were going live. Supposedly had went live that night nationwide at 8 o'clock. I spent 20 grand in that production company alone. Shout out to Doug from Artistic Visuals out of Dallas, Texas. Him and Space Boy Fresh and all that crew that came down and spent hours setting us up that morning. Because I wanted East Texas to have a red carpet like event, and I wanted the world to see that these artists deserved it. And I know like that was going to be my gift to my artists in East Texas, like y'all deserve this. And they never got a chance to even experience it because we literally got shut down. The competition part was going to be aired after they completed the production. So all of them would have been on a wide scale range had we been able to complete it. But they were nitpicking, saying that we had underage people drinking and they were being ID'd at the bar. Everybody had bands on. There was no problems, no fights, no confrontations, no nothing. Then a few minutes later, they came to me and told me I was going to have to evacuate the premises immediately because they had caught someone out in the foyer selling weed or whatever the case may be. But that person was already apprehended. The police had took them out and arrested them, and the situation was an isolated incident. Well, because of that thing right there, she shut my entire event down. The event was packed. My headliners was showing up. I'm gonna tell you how I started out with people, and the names I'm fixing to call. You're gonna see how much they've elevated. Bubba Dub was there. Okay,
Man.
look at Bubba Dub now.
Yeah, look at God.
Never got a chance to host. He was my host.
That would have been big for Longview.
Charleston White was there. Look at Charleston now. Everybody in the world knows who Charleston White is right now.
Yeah, everybody.
Be it good or bad. Bebe from K104 was there. Every blogger you could think of, real life street stars was there. Boss Talk 101 was there. Trill Talk No Pill Talk was there. Press Box. It was everybody you could think of. Takeover TV. Just every blogger from everywhere was there supporting, and we looked so amazing. The building was beautifully decorated. Shout out to my entire team that helped me do that. Regina, Pete, everybody. Trilly. We spent a lot of hours, manpower hours, into this event to make it be what it was. I mean, it was something you've never seen before. Like you come in, y'all remember it was balloons everywhere.
Yeah.
It was just beautiful. The lighting that they performed on the stage was different.
Oh, it was nice.
It was amazing. And to have that shut down, I cried in my sleep for like 2 weeks after because it was like a fucking nightmare. And we had Joey Miller and his security team there that was doing security along with Mr. Fagan's security, level 4 security, had the ability to apprehend both of them. Then you had the Longview Police Department that was there as well that came out because we had a few haters on us at that time. And I had a guy that had threatened my life from here in Longview. I'm not going to mention his name because he don't deserve it. But he threatened my life and he had the audacity to show up at the event. Like, are you crazy? You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not going to, no, get him out of here. So Longview Police was called, but he was already gone. So they decided to hang out. They asked me, is it okay? I said, yeah.
Oh, the police.
Yeah. So, but they
Yeah,
weren't tripping with us. They weren't.
that's what's up.
They was like they was tripped out about how nice it was. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So after we abruptly got put out, I didn't get to give out trophies. I didn't get to. I mean, literally, I told him, I said, I'm not getting off the stage until I can announce my winner from. Yeah, we and none of my team got to perform. Lil Ronnie was there, Al
I
Bigger
fortunately got
Bad
to perform.
Tim. You did get to
I got to
perform,
perform at Fast Bash 21. Me and
man.
KJ, me and Keynote. Yeah.
Ro Tarantino. It was a lot of Smitty Hawkins. Then we had Tech Luwop. We had Sancho Saucy. Uh, Bugatti Casino was en route to come. We had Tech Luwop. It was a lot of people. They didn't get to perform at all. Nobody did, and it was heartbreaking. And we, like I say, they was making fun of us when we was trying to pack our stuff up. It was very, very racial driven. I'm gonna say that. Nobody can tell me no. They didn't want to use a race car. That's what it was. You know what I'm saying? Because you couldn't find a parking spot in the parking lot. People were parking
Man,
from the restaurants walking down to the event. And I just personally feel like when at night the crowd grows
it got bigger.
and it was bigger, and I believe in my soul they just was intimidated by a bunch of us. And hey, they just found that one situation that they could have a reason to put us out. Didn't matter how much money I invested in the event. And this is another thing. I was not capitalizing anything. It was my give back to East Texas. The event was fully free that year. I
Yep.
didn't charge a dime for nobody to come through the door. Vendors was out there in the hallway. We had like 10 or 15 vendors out there. It hurt my heart because they had it set up so nice at their own stations and stuff down at hallway. It affected a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. So I currently have a lawsuit out behind that I've just recently won. And now it's just a matter of me getting funded.
Okay,
So,
yeah, that was my next question.
yeah.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
I saw a while back that you had posted that that you had won that lawsuit.
Yeah.
So you still waiting on?
Still waiting to get funded because on anything like lawsuits, if anybody's ever experienced it, even just like car accidents, they drag their feet on giving you your money, boy. You be
Yeah.
sitting like, damn, how long gonna be? I know I'm coming into this money, but how long it's gonna be?
Right.
But whenever God gets ready to release it, I'll be able to use it. I'm going through other situations right now, so I just feel like, hey, just hold off on that. And when you bless me, I'm gonna need it. And when I come back, I'm gonna come back 10 times harder.
I do understand. I do
Yeah.
understand. Yeah, man, Fast Bash 21, that was a real nice event. Like
Yes.
once you turned into the parking lot, I immediately forgot I was in Longview. It just the whole scenery just seemed different. And I forgot, and I had to remember where I was at. I was like, damn, I'm in Longview. Like this is really nice.
Yes.
And I appreciate you for
Yeah.
letting me be a part of the first one.
Yes.
So it grow whatever it grows into. You know how big it gets. I was
Yes.
always a part of the first one. So did the city of Longview, did they pretty much turn their back on Fast Bash after that?
They've never really got involved with Fast Bash. The city
Okay.
of Longview. I've never had any funding, never had any sponsors, and nobody's ever really just. The only sponsors I've had was people that's attached to us, like personal people with volunteer stuff. But as far as like any type of stores and stuff like that, we just never had the backing of, hey, y'all doing this, and they knew about it. We used to go to people. And even all the way down to the people we rented the stuff from, like, hey, y'all want to contribute anything? It's like pulling, teeth with people. They don't want to help when it's something, like I say, for us.
Right.
So we have to do what we can do and have our own resources and still make it happen because ain't nobody going to do it if we don't. And that was one of the changes. A lot of people are not like me, okay? I took literally 100% of what I had, 100%, not fraction, and poured it off into this region and to my kids and my family and friends because I know that you can't take this shit with you, and I think different, than most. And I feel like the outcome and the results of me being that way is showing in several different people, whether they give me my credit or not, because it's more than me. It's me and my team, my family, my friends that believed in my vision and believed in these kids, believed in themselves enough to say, hey, we're going to bleed over and make this stuff really happen and make it do what it do. Because Fast Bash was unheard of, and AO Uno told me it would never work.
Dang, Really?
He told me that. Ask him. And I asked him.
But he was saying that out of faith for the city. He wasn't telling you like your idea wouldn't work.
He respected
how was he
my.
saying, like, what was
No, he wasn't rude. He respected my vision. I love AO. He respected my vision. He was just giving me the real from his perspective.
Gotcha.
Because he's been here all his life,
and I could understand.
And there was so many murders that had happened, and so he was like, "Mama Scott, you talking about bringing." This person over here and that person don't kill their cousin, and this person over here they don't kill their brother, and you don't see, and there's a lot of hurt going on, Mama Scott. So I was like, what y'all gonna do? Y'all just gonna keep killing each other?
I mean, we was ranked I think the 13th most dangerous city in Texas at that time, at that point in time. You know, I don't know where it is right now.
Hopefully far away.
I hope so as well. But man, at that time it was really heated around here.
Yeah.
So I could understand, and you know, being a Longview native myself, I could see where he was coming from the for the respect. I mean, not the respect, but the
realistic side of it.
The realistic and the support, you know, from the city, you know.
He just didn't want me to get my feelings hurt, I think.
And invest and have your investment to fall apart.
Right.
I could understand. I could respect that, you know. But you know, you prevailed. The plan prevailed. It did what it did, and it's still doing what it's doing, and it's still growing.